All right. The next thing we need to talk about is double attacks.
Double attacks.
What do you think a double attack is?
It's when you attack someone and then you're endangering someone else.
Attack someone and you're endangering someone else.
How about? Let's say there's 9 attacks here. Now you're endangering the bishop.
Ah, I see.
That
is not what we mean by a double attack.
That's a double attack.
So what we mean by a double attack... Here, we'll get...
Money. I need these, thank you.
Knight. So when you move your knight to that square, and it is attacking the rook and attacking the bishop at the same time, that is a double attack.
Okay, so why are double attacks so important?
Double attacks mean that your opponent has to try and figure out a move that fixes 2 problems at once. If you only attack one piece, then he can just move that piece out of the way.
Okay.
If you attack 2 pieces, he can't move both pieces out of the way. So he's got to figure out something else.
Okay.
So in this case, the move for Black's response would be to try and move the rook where it's not threatened and protects the bishop at the same time.
Okay.
And that is...
double protection!
Well, that is protection. That is a dodge and a protection in one move. Because the piece that dodged also protected the other piece. But so, double attacks mean that your opponent has to... And hopefully, there's not always a way out of a double attack. Sometimes you get them and there's nothing they can do but just lose a piece. Or two. So, I'm going to...
Imagine if you could move every piece in one turn.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, like, the rule was you could move these 2 pieces every turn.
So you can move 16 times in a turn?
Yep.
Imagine if the rule was you could move and you had to let go of the piece for 3 seconds, and then if your opponent hadn't moved yet, it's your turn again. So there's no taking turns. It's just 3 seconds. If they haven't moved yet, you move. And so you're both just moving all the time.
So it's like, my turn.
So there are games that are played with the clock where there is that kind of time pressure, but it's not like you get extra moves. It's just that if your opponent, you've got a clock and your opponent has a clock, and your clock only runs down when you're thinking, not when your opponent's thinking. So if you spend too long thinking and you run out of time and you haven't managed to checkmate your opponent yet, you lose because of the clock. All right. Today we're going to the book, and the book is Ward Farnsworth's Predator at the Chessboard. Squares look a lot alike. So now, your white...
It's not a double attacking.
It's not attacking anything yet. It's being attacked by the queen. You got to move the knight to save it. Where are you going to move it?
Here.
Okay. What's the plus side of moving it there?
It attacks the rook.
That is good. You are out of danger. You are attacking the rook. What other square... Okay, if there's a move where you can attack the rook, did you know that there's 2 different squares you can attack the rook from? This is always true. If a knight can attack a piece, there is another square that same knight can attack the piece from. Sometimes it goes off the edge. The other square doesn't exist because it's off the board. So, where else can you attack the rook from?
Here.
There. Is that a better move?
Yes.
What makes it a better move?
It's a double attack, it can hurt the queen.
That's right. That attack is threatening the queen. So now...
And then you can move. Wait, no. That's not how logic works. Maybe it is? I don't know. I want to kill the king with a right.
Yeah, you're not going to get the king this quiz. So that is the idea, is that you had your natural instinct to both evade the pressure and attack an opponent was good. But there was another square that was better. Do that thing we did before where we set up all the pawns where the knight can attack. All right. So now we want to kind of look at the spacing of these and see and look for patterns. Okay?
There's a one spacing and they're always there's two diagonal.
Right. So if they're spaced diagonally apart, diagonally next to each other, then a knight can attack both of them if you can get a knight to the right square. Similarly, if they're on a horizontal line and they're one square apart, there is a square that the knight can attack both of them.
Ha!
Oops. Also,
mine.
If they are 5 squares apart, three squares in between, and they're on the same line, the knight can attack them both.
If on the right square.
If it's on the right square. And there, you've got your 1 square apart, vertical. So what worked horizontally also worked vertically. So 1 square apart, 3 squares apart. Then there's the ones that are a little harder to see. And that's when, so now they're not on the same diagonal and they're not on the same horizontal.
Easy.
And it's not as easy for me to see them when they're in these other arrangements.
Easy. You're doing them so they can all be solved by the same square, Papa.
Well, that was my point. They could be attacked by the same square. But what I also wanted you to see was just the relationship of the pieces. Double attacks. In particular, using... Hey, Jewel.
What?
All right, it is black's move.
Black's move.
Black's move. Look at the board and try and figure out what you would do if you were black.
So how... am I supposed to make a double attack or something?
A double attack would be great. Probably using the knight.
Come on, does it have to be the knight?
If you can come up with something else, you can try something else. But
well, that's easy.
Okay, what you got? Why do you think that is a good move?
I've pinned the knight, and I can attack the queen.
Okay, so what you've just done is trade queens. Because the queen is going to take your queen, and then your knight is going to take back, and then you are even. So then your rook is going to come here and threaten the knight, or the white rook is going to threaten the knight.
This is sad.
And then they're going to try and figure out how to attack your king. So, that was not it. What else you got?
I got...
Now I
got a mold.
A mold. So I like the way you looked for a spot that you could pin a piece. Did you know you have a piece pinned already?
No.
How about this?
I have the rook pinned.
That's right. Right now you have that rook pinned. Now you don't want to take it because it's protected. And if you just go and take it, then you end up going...
to Nowhere Town!
You end up trading the queen for a rook and going down 4 points.
Huh?
You don't want to lose your queen for the rook. So, let's go back to the knight. What?
Okay, wait. Where's my other knight?
Dead?
Hey, who took my other knight?
That's part of setting up these quiz patterns, is that there's going to be pieces that are already off the board.
Okay.
Usually they're very even, but not always. All right. Okay. Give you time to think?
Yes.
Time to think.
So so first you can just think of the first 8 squares that it can attack.
Okay. And those are all the squares that it can move to.
Yep.
So which squares are those?
These two, and these 2. Now, once you think about everyone going into every single square and how it would affect. So first square I tried, genius plan. Wow. Yes. Wait, no. So you can move here, and now you're attacking the king.
What else are you attacking?
The queen.
Ah, that is the fork you were supposed to see.
Wait, it what?
Attacking the king and the queen at the same time with the knight.
But then the rook will kill my knight.
Oh no! But it can't. Because the queen has the rook pinned. So the rook's not allowed to take the knight because it puts you in check. It puts him in check.
Yeah, genius!
Genius!
I'm genius!
You good? You good?
I'm genius!
So the only thing that can be done is the king has to move. There's no way to attack that. So we move the king to there, threatening the knight. The knight takes the queen.
And now, wait, what?
And now what?
And now the white side is down a badass, and we're not.
That's right. All right. You want to do one more, or do you want to play?
I don't know. Maybe.
One more. Setting up. All right. White to move. What you got?
So I have to pin. Yes, I will keep using that word.
Wrong? You're going to keep using that word wrong?
Yes!
All right. So look for...
I know. These 2 pieces. These 2 areas. And these 2 areas.
All right. So some things to think about with your intuition. Let me talk for a second. The knight is always sitting on one color and attacking the opposite color. So that might make it easier for you to look at.
These two are in danger, and these 2 are in danger.
All right. So then, what are the different places you can move your knight that are interesting?
So if I move here, I can only attack that one.
And the king is protecting. Okay. So let's think. Move there. You attack that pawn. The king is protecting that pawn.
And kills me.
It's no big... I mean, it's not a bad move. You don't put the knight in any danger, but it is not a killer move. What else you got?
So, I can also move here, which attacks that, but it also attacks the king.
So that is a good fork. That is a forking square. That is awesome.
What's
the problem?
This pawn.
Okay.
But then there's this rook.
So that rook has that pawn pinned. So it turns out that pawn's not a real problem.
Okay.
Okay. That is enough class for today.
Yeah.